How am I spicy?
I know. Never mind.
Huh?
I'll take care of it later.
Take care of what?
You being spicy.
What our friends and family is not. That's not the end all be all way to solve for a problem.
Okay.
All right. What up, Trap and Slay? What up, Messy, Joe Gunn, Trey Day? Who else we got in here? Your car, Kojak. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Um, L.A. Ali Junior. Ali, I ain't gotta address nothing. I'm chilling. I'm enjoying life. Derek Thomas, Megan Curley. One of my goals is to have everybody talking. I did that in 2022 to have everybody talking. It worked beautifully. It worked beautifully. But it's. You think that it's only one way to solve for a problem?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, you.
No, it's not. It's more than one way to solve a problem.
What's the other way?
That's the one way to solve for you being spicy.
That's the one way.
Yes.
Rita thinks that the way to solve. Say it again. Sit right here so you can hear you. Sit right here so they can hear you.
Sir, yes, sir.
Now say it again.
That is the way to solve for you being spicy and having a somewhat bad attitude.
I don't have a bad attitude.
Okay, you were a little spicy earlier and a few minutes ago.
That's because the strip club robbed me.
Yeah, but you spicy to me.
All right, so
You
let
spicy to
me
too.
let me say this right away, y'all. All right, so this is after hours. So before we get into a lot of the different stuff, we kind of freestyle around here, so we're gonna figure it out. I know we got stuff in the title, and so I do plan on going over all of that other type of stuff. What up, friends in the chat? What up? What up? What up? What up? Um, yeah, man, life is good. So I'm chilling. Look, look, look. Y'all don't have to send me any. I'm aware of who does what. Y'all don't have to send me anything else. I'm okay. We good. Everything is good over here. I did go to the mall. We did go see the Cybertruck. I did release that video today. Oh, somebody want to get my attention. Let me go ahead and give them my attention real quick. All right, cool. So you got my attention. Now you don't have it anymore. Let me say this real quick. So we out in the streets, and I decided to hit the strip club today on a whim. And I think I'm gonna have to do some investigation into the strip club, and let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I'm gonna have to do some investigation into the strip club. Well, hold on, let me get my title real quick. Set that up. All right, so I got finesse in the strip club. Now these are the bands. I need some lotion. These are the bands that you get inside of the strip club. It's supposed to come like this, right? In your wands, right? So when you go to the strip club, usually you could take the 100. You could take whatever the money and you can go up to the bar and you can say, hey, give me 2 bands or 1,000 or whatever, 3,000 or $100, whatever it is that your budget is. You can go into the strip club and do that. So I go up and of course I go and get a couple racks or whatever. And I'm like, I'm used to handling money. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to handling money. So it feels weird to me when I start playing with this a little bit. Now, this is $100, right? And it feels weird to me because I got a couple racks or whatever. And it feels weird. So if you look at this on a serial number, it tells you what time it was counted. And on all of these receipts, it says that, right? So if you look right there, right, it says, hold on, let me flip it. Before we get started with the show, let me flip it for y'all. So if you look right here, It says exactly what it is, right? It says at 2024, 1/4 was when this was put together, right? This is, I guess, the time that they got it from the bank at 12:40 a.m. military time, and it's in $100, right? $100. Now, when I had got it, it felt weird because it had so much give in this part. It had a lot of give in this part. But I ain't trip about it, right? So, I'm in a good time being Santa Claus and, having a good time with the people and all of that or whatever. And then when I'm walking out, and I had told Rita, I said, listen, this feels weird. And she was like, you think so? I said, yeah. I said, but I'm not going to worry about it or whatever. So I walk out, get my car from the valet. My car is parked at the front of the valet, right? You worked in the count room and can tell the boy, yep, you already know, Messy. So I go, and I didn't spend a lot of money because them hoes was lazy tonight, right? So them hoes was extra lazy. And it's funny because then when I go up there and I get money, because when I go in, I just go like this, right? I'm hoodie down. Usually I'm out and about, but I got my watch on, but I never show it. It's usually under my hoodie or whatever. So, I usually go and get a couple bands and then I sit down. And most of the time when I go there, 9 times out of 10, we there in order to eat some good food. What did you order?
I had some, what do you call it? Chicken stir fry.
You had chicken stir fry. So she has chicken stir fry. I had my food. And if y'all don't know, like, they got the best food. Strip clubs got some of the best food, depending on which one you go to. So I'm not going to name this one because I'm going to have to do some investigation. But let me make the story quick, and then we're going to get into the rest of the show. So I'm walking out, and I'm like, I stopped by the bar. I just threw up like another $100. And then I stopped by the bar, and I'm like, yo, do you want me to trade these in, or I could just take them with me in order to take them to the bank? And they're like, because I had a whole bunch of them, right? And they like, oh no, you could just take them and trade them in. We usually don't take them back or whatever because we don't know if anybody did anything, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we stopped by, and the way that Chase works is the ATMs that I can stop by, I can put 100 bills in at a time, at least 100 bills in at a time. And then it counts it and do it up. I said, Rita, I can look at these right now and tell you that every last one of them is short. Every last one of these are short. Every last one of these are short. Every one of them. I could feel it because I'm used to handling money. And so I know exactly when money is short, right? And so I said, watch this. I bust open a peel. I throw it inside of the ATM. And I redeposit it because I ain't even spent nowhere. I probably spent, I don't know, total because I had a booth. So the booth cost me some racks, some money, and then I spent money on food. They tried to finesse me on that, but I'm gonna talk about that shortly also. And then, I busted out every single one that I put inside of the ATM because it counted real quick, $90. Every single one of these bands was $90. Every one of them. And then it made sense. Why it had so much give and why they didn't want to take the money back at the bar. Now, I don't know who finessing. I don't know if it's the people at the bar, the bartender girls. I don't know if it's the person that did the count. I don't know if it's just the person that owned the strip club. But I know for a fact that every single one of them bands, and I deposited, I think, like $1,700 or $1,800, and you did it in stacks of 100. Every one of them was $90. So by default, just by me getting singles from the club itself, they already had stole like $200 from me. By default. Because if you get 2 racks, you automatically get them $200 because they shorted you. Every single one of them had $90 in it. They say the strip club charge a $10 fee. Where that sign at?
That right.
When that start happening? Because that ain't what they used to do before the pandemic.
And you can't just take people's money. Like,
Facts. I can go to the bank and get
exactly.
4,000 singles if I want to. That's all right because them hoes ain't getting none of that money anyway. But the fact of the matter is they finessed you without you knowing it. But here's the thing. Then when you get your bill, the girl stamp the receipt for your food, right? And I know to look out for this now because I'm the type of person I usually just give my card and you know what I'm saying or whatever. Or I just pay cash and then that'd be the end of it, right? But they print two receipts. So they put the master receipt and it's a little bit shorter. And then the longer receipt that actually show your charges is in the back of it and it's stamped. And if you look at it, the charges will be right, but the tip is already added in there. But the receipt is just long enough, is stapled just long enough to where it'll show for you to add in whatever the additional tip is that you want to tip and the total. So you already being charged 18, 20% for your tip for whatever your food is. So our food, I think, was like $90 or $100. So then the tip was like, you know what I'm saying, an additional $18 to $20 or whatever it is. And if you're not looking, a lot of times you'll just sign it and add whatever the tip is, whatever the percentage that you would normally tip, or you would just pay the cash and throw the extra cash on top of that. So whoever the server is or whoever the girl that's going back and forth that's bringing us our food, they just make that extra money because it was slow because of the snow anyway.
Did you see how much the bottle of water was?
How much was the bottle of water?
Oh, you didn't see it?
I didn't look at it. They charged us for water?
Those 2 bottles of
No, they did. We didn't ask for that.
She said, do you want some water? And that's what she brought.
How much was the bottles of water?
$10 a piece.
They charge us $10 a piece for the same waters that we having in my studio?
The same water.
The Fijis?
Yeah, here, yes.
They charge us $10 a piece for the Fijis?
Yes.
Ooh wee. Ooh wee. And then them hoes had the nerve to be lazy up in that mug. I will say that one of them was extra spicy. She says, what'd she say? She said, you want to put your hand in it? I said, hell no. You ain't about to be giving me the, I said, you're not about to be giving me the 2-for-1 package that they got down in Houston. Yeah. Yeah. Your car says I feel like the only guy who doesn't go to strip clubs. Nah, we don't go. The last time that we actually went to a strip club was before the pandemic. And we went because it was like a birthday party. But usually what we'll do is, even if when we did used to go, we would mainly go for like the lamb chops. Because, man, I'm telling you, they had the best lamb chops ever. We usually go for like the lamb chops or whatever. But like, it's not a normal occurrence. It was more like, ain't nothing happening. I got to kill some time before after hours. I wonder what it's like. Is it still crazy up in there or is it still wild or whatever? So let's just go see. We got to go get something to eat anyway. And so we wound up just going ahead and getting something to eat. And so, you know, them hoes be in there looking thirsty, begging, looking desperate. So I'm like, hey, you know, why not get a couple bands, you know, make some fun, have some fun, see what's happening or whatever. So, you know, all of that. And the next thing you know, I start putting on my investigative hat. I started putting on my investigative hat. And my investigator hat started looking at all of the ways that they skimming. You know, when I see things, I see it based off of the finances. Travis Slay said, put your hand in what? Put my hand in the box. So when I bust open the bands, because, okay, so here's the finesse. So when you go up, right, and let's say you go get the money, them hoes can smell money. They can smell money. I'm telling you. So you go up, you get the racks, and so now I'm walking back with a whole stack like this, right? Because I got 2 bands worth of ones. Really, it's 1,800 because they finessing a nigga, right? So I got 2 bands worth of ones. They look like it's 18. I mean, like it's 2 bands, but it's really 1,800. So you're walking away with the bands, and so before I even get back to the table, because we had already ordered the food, first of all, it's a girl over there talking to Rita, talking about, why he ain't tipped me? Because what did she say?
He
here before we got the money.
I was here before you went and got the singles. I was trying to get at you before you got the singles. But before I get over to the table, I see the chick up on the stage. So I go up there and I throw her some money or whatever. And then I go over there, and then the one over there begging, Rita don't know how to say no because we don't want her because she don't look that good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey, shoot her away.
I know how to say no.
No, you don't. This chick is so nice. First of all, she gonna tell me, don't make eye contact with that one because she busted. Anton, don't make eye contact with her because the last because they come over to the table and they start shaking something, you know what I'm saying? And they start, all of them, they smell money because you got this nigga over there in the construction Timbs, you know what I'm saying? This nigga over there dressed up, but he ain't got no money, and he over there with $5 in his hand trying to figure out how he gonna make it rain. You know what I'm saying? And then I walk in there with all of the money and all of that. They see you on the camera. I could see the camera in the back. See, my investigative lens is working. They see what you drive up in on the camera. I tipped the valet guy like $100 just to keep me in the front. You know, they know, and they know. And then some people probably recognize me, you know, whatever, so on and so forth. So they know where the money is. One of them probably seen my wrist. Next thing you know, you see all of these rats coming out. Rita like, hey, don't make eye contact with that one or that one because those look like they busted. Them hoes look like crazy. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then I get back to the table. She giving this hoe some sympathy money because she keep trying to make conversation talking about, I've been here since 3 o'clock. Like, oh, this ain't no charity. You know what I'm saying? So then I go back up to the pole, you know what I'm saying? Because they got 2 poles, they got a whole stage. And so I get a little, you know, the little girl or whatever. Rita said she should have got some contacts because she was up there with glasses on. So,
Like, what?
yo, I'm going to wear my Ray-Bans in there.
That would be good.
I'm going to wear my Ray-Bans in there the next time that I go there, and it's going to be hilarious. I'm going to do a whole vlog in there. So then I go up there and I, you know, throw a little bit on her, you know, making it rain. And then all of her friends is looking. They start getting curious.
Yeah.
She said, oh, she pulled her G-string back. She said, you can put your hand in it if you want to. I was like, it's time to go. It's time to go. Ain't about to have my hand smelling like Badussy.
Shoot.
It's time to go. It's time to go. I'm out of here. Next thing you know, I see a bunch of girls. I said, Rita, come on, let's go. Where's my keys at? I had to go back, double check. I almost left one of my phones there. I said, I'm getting out of here. Get the valet guy, get up here, give me my car. I'm going home. So we got out of there, went home, and tales from after hours. Tales from after hours. Rita gave that hoe like $18.
No, it was like 8.
You gave her like 18. You grabbed a bunch of. You didn't count that junk.
Like 8.
You gave that hoe like $18. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, yo, my life is crazy. My life is crazy. Y'all ready to get into the show? What we talking about first, all right? First of all, let me give a shout out to all of y'all that's in here having a good time. Thank you for sitting through my stupid story on my Saturday evening. You know what I'm saying? Getting it in. She said I could put my hand in it. I said, no, I'm not. Not about to have my hand smelling like Badussy. That's why they so ashy right now, because I ain't put my hand in it. Fisted her. They said I was about to lose a hand. You gave that whole $18. I was very disappointed. Like, oh my God, this chick just gave this chick $18 of my hard-earned dollars. See if I can make that up in Super Chats tonight. Tim Stepney said, appreciate the knowledge. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate you. I always want to keep people informed, especially when it comes to strip clubs. LeGarrette, and I'm going to wear my Ray-Bans and I'm going to record it next time. LeGarrette said, hope all is good with you and your family time. Yeah, man, listen. We got everything scheduled. We got that good insurance. Everything is going well. Rita's having a good time giving out my free money. Shout out to you, LeGarrette. I appreciate you, big dog. Messi says, I worked in a count room at the casino counting 12,000 in singles by hand alone. I can weigh money. That's what made me obsessed with numbers. Yeah, that's dope. That's absolutely dope. Man, that's got to be a lot. then y'all gotta. Did you have to wear them little things on the end of your hands to keep you from the paper cuts? Yeah, man. Ali, I'm not gonna be talking about that. I don't care about that. I'm with it. I'm all about having a good time and enjoying life. That's what we're here for. And so I think the last time that we went there was like 2018, 2019 or something like that. So yeah, man. Interesting times. Interesting times. Thank you, Natasha. See? She gave me that 8, and it translates to a little bit more from Canadian to American. So thank you, Natasha, for giving me my money back for Rita messing up the bag out here in these streets. All right? All right. And before we get into the show, I don't know how y'all be messing around with these hoes. I have no clue. I don't know how y'all be busting down strippers, man. I couldn't do it. I went to the strip club freshman year in college and had a white tee on, and when I left, it was brown. Oh, yo, wow. Yeah, but they do have some of the best food. I'm not going to cap. They had great food. They taxed me. They stole some of my money, but they got some of the best food. All right. I'm going to give y'all a choice. You know we do things unconventional around here. We still figuring out how we going to have this show go. But I'm going to give y'all a choice. You got one of 3 options. Well, actually one of 4 options. One of them is kind of combined, but we'll figure that out. You got one of 4 options. Jason Whitlock versus Stephen A. Smith. That's 1 and 2. So that's one option. Jason Whitlock versus Stephen A. Smith. Sprinkle Girl, because I'll need to find out who who this girl is. And Sprinkle's offshoot. So a girl that's much younger apparently than Sprinkle that had a lot to say about men, broke men, and all of this other type of stuff. So Stephen A. versus Jason Whitlock, Sprinkle Girl, or a girl that wanted to hold broke men accountable. Which one? I'm gonna let y'all pick. Y'all decide what we doing out here in these streets. The people decides. Chat lives matters. The people will decide. Chat lives matters. I see. Let's see. Sprinkle, yes. Sprinkle. Jason versus Stephen A. Sprinkle. Jason versus Stephen A. Sprinkle. I see more sprinkles than anything in here. Shout out to Anthony Boom. Anthony Boom says, not Badussy. Hands for $18. You got to do better. No, the chick that was asking me to put the hand in it, she was the one that was on the pole. Rita was over there giving sympathy dollars to the other chick that was trying to steal money. It looked like y'all want to go with the sprinkle. Broke man, girl who wanted to hold the broke guy accountable. More people want to go with the sprinkle lady. All right, well, let's figure out who she is. All right, so let's dig into it, y'all. All righty here. Well, let me spin myself around first. What is Leslie in there watching? Get me on the screen here. All right, what we doing? Sprinkle. What is her name? SheRaSeven or something? What is that lady's name?
SheRaSeven. Somebody said in chat.
SheRa. That's her name. SheRa. I don't know how to. Oh, here it is. All right. All righty. She ain't got no regular videos. Nope. Looks like we're gonna have to go with whatever the most recent one is. Live. All right, I pulled it up just to see.
Don't care what you do for a living as long as if he
Here, let's do this.
And then use.
Let's make this a lot easier. We're going to make this cleaner. Give me a second. Spin it up. Use a little bit of technology to make it a little bit easier for us. Let's see if we can get this a little better. Let's see if we can pull up another one. Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can get another one up. I might not be able to get it. I might have to just play it straight from the browser. Sprinkle, sprinkle, huh? Nope. Got to play it straight from the browser. All right. Always an alternative.
And then use it to get. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the channel, Sprinkle Sprinkle.
What the hell is this sprinkle, sprinkle thing? The meaning of sprinkle, sprinkle. If y'all don't know what sprinkle is, it means like blessings or bless your heart. She explained in the clip that was reposted on the YouTube page on TikTok. It's just something I made up a long time ago on this channel. So it's just like saying, okay, bless your heart, you know, back at you, whatever you need it to mean. Okay, so that's what it means. I guess she's meaning like, yo, it's like a term of endearment of how it is that she looks.
So, just want to say thank you to a few people right before we start talking about the topic. So, thank you, Miss Denise, for sending me one of the items on my gift list. I truly appreciate you.
All right.
She sent me Miss Valerie, and she sent me this book that was on my list. Yeah, so thank you, both of you guys, Miss Denise and Miss Valerie. I truly appreciate you for sending me those gifts. But you can't decenter men from your life if you worship one. So that's a little bit silly, because if all your quotes, scriptures, people that you look up to, and everything that you do revolves around a man, they're still not decentered from your life. So I think it's the idea of people wanting
Why does
to
she keep
focus.
pulling on that? Is that a wig? Why do women do this? What is this? Why do women do that? I don't know what that is.
Make sure it's laid right.
But it's not gonna be any different than the last time you did it. So it's not gonna get retangled, right?
If it's
I don't know why women do that.
that look like a synthetic wig, so it will be.
I don't know what the difference is between synthetic and unsynthetic, but okay.
Synthetic is
more on themselves as women versus focusing on a relationship or a man, or trying to get a man to pay the bills. And why don't you just focus on yourself and do your own thing? Well, you can do that too and get his money. I mean, you ever heard of multitasking? You can do both.
Is that what she does? Is that the goal of this channel? Is to get men's money? Chat, somebody help me to understand. Is that the goal of this channel, is to finesse men out of their money? Is this woman trying to teach women how to finesse men out of their money? And then is it men that have a lot of money, or is it just men or get men out of money in general? What you mean you can do that and get men out of their money at the same time? What the hell does that mean?
This is the thing that women don't realize right now, is that you can do both. You can profit from you and him. Because a lot of people just like, oh, I just can't live my life centered around a man. Okay, me neither. That's why I center it around whatever I need to center it around to get what I need to get at the time, man. So we have to be smarter. We got to be smarter, because it's just a way to focus on yourself. You're supposed to be doing that anyway. You're supposed to be doing that anyway in order to get him to spend money on you. I'm
seeing y'all in the chat. I'm seeing y'all crazy people in the chat. So she trying to get men out of money. A level up guru through men with money. Okay, I got it.
Live your best life, creating means and sources of income to live your best life. So there's no need to decenter a man. Just put him in the financial center and make sure he's giving you your money. Okay?
That's crazy.
It's silly because if I were a man, I would feel unappreciated if women were trying to decenter me from their lives. I need to know that y'all are worth paying bills for. So therefore, you can have the best of both worlds. You don't have to choose. And so many women think that they have to choose. Choose to do both and have both. You don't have to sacrifice anything. So many people always say, well, you have to do this or that. No, I don't. I can do both if I want to. It's my world. So y'all got to remember that there's no options. Just because something is popular or trending, it doesn't mean that's the direction to go. The direction to go is the one you choose to go to based on what's best for you. And what's best for anyone is not having to decide or choose and pick. Just do both and get both.
Hold on. Do y'all really believe in y'all heart that women are genuinely able to finesse men out of a bag? Y'all don't really believe this, do y'all? Do y'all really believe in y'all heart that women are genuinely able to finesse most men out of a bag? Are they selling y'all hope? This can't be real. This can't be real. Y'all don't really believe this, do y'all? Wait. What happened to feminism? What happened to the idea that women were supposed to be really, really getting to it based off of the fact that they didn't need a man? So do y'all need a man, or do y'all don't need a man, or has that transitioned into now y'all just need to finesse a man? I'm just curious. Which one is it? Why all of a sudden are all of these freaking gurus popping up trying to teach y'all how to get men out of their money? What is this about? Are most women that evil, or are they suffering, or what? Are women genuinely that evil? Are they suffering, or what? Because why is it such a use up people economy out here? I don't understand that. I'm just confused why people are so used to destroying other people. Why do people want to do that to people? Do y'all feel entitled to it? And I'm just curious.
There's no reason to say, oh, well, I'm decentering men right now. And, I'm focusing on me. You should have been focused on you anyway and focused on how to get his money at the same time. You can't multitask.
That's so evil.
Because I know I can. If you can multitask at work for a man, getting paid by a man, you could definitely multitask in your own world, focusing on yourself, improving yourself, getting your bag and getting his.
That's so ugly. This is prostitution.
So, yeah.
This is prostitution.
And the title is, very provoking, because if you really just sit there and think about it, it makes no sense.
And they think that this.
Some of y'all don't worship a man, and that's perfectly fine.
They think that this is cute.
But some of y'all do, and talk trash about him day and night, but still turn around and pray to one here and night. It don't make no sense.
Is she married?
I hate men. All men suck. Men this, men that. I get disgusted. Old men. Then turn around and pray to the oldest man creator. Oh, I hate dusty man. I can't stand a dusty man. Then turn around and pray to the Jesus. Make it make sense. Okay.
Hold on, wait. I'm not believing this though.
You don't have to decenter.
I don't believe that. I don't listen. You're not going to convince me that she's out here getting men. You can't convince me of that. You can't tell me that she's able to successfully tell y'all how to finesse a man. That's not even a king size bed. No, I'm just being for real. Listen. All right, so let me ask y'all a question, ladies. Is the fan for Is the fan in the background because you get cold, or is the fan for your makeup?
Because she get hot, probably.
Because you get hot, because y'all have hot flashes? Is it for hot flashes, or is it for to when she doing her makeup? Because she going through the change.
No, you don't use that big fan for makeup either.
Okay, so the big fan ain't for makeup. So the big fan is so you can cool yourself off, right? So where's the central air? Where's the air conditioning?
She might have that too. Some people just be real hot.
I'm not going for it though. I'm not going for it. I'm just, you can't convince me that is some simp sad sucker out here that's willing to pay for the lifestyle, understanding and knowing that she is. Come on, man. I'm not going for it, bro. This is all fake. Most people is out here suffering. 63% of human beings don't even have $500 to get to their next payday. And you trying to tell me that she's able to successfully teach women how to finesse men out of money? I ain't going for it.
Anything. You just have to remember who you are. A woman who is a natural multitasker who can do both and get whatever she wants. Okay. You know, a lot of people try to help y'all forget y'all's superpower as women. We are multitaskers. We don't have to choose. We can do it all. We can do most. Okay? We can do most, and we can get other people to do stuff for us. That is our power.
I'm not going
Stop
for it.
forgetting it and get what you want and not what you think you're supposed to have based on some type of silly trend. Get it all. Get both, because I will. You gonna leave that man over there wondering why you're not worried about him? Well, you're supposed to stay unbothered by man. That's how you get what you want. You don't.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out how crazy are y'all, and I will tell y'all that y'all are crazy. Everybody in here, a lot of people in here is telling me that they run both the fan and the central air all year round. Why are you running the fan and the central air when you got central air?
I know a few people who do that. I think they psychopaths, if you ask me.
Anthony Boom, shout out to Anthony Boom. Anthony Boom said she got a sponsor out here somewhere. I don't believe that. Where? Okay, how do we know? Because, see, the one thing that y'all require from me on a regular basis, is the only way that I've been able to shut people up over the last 3 to 4 years total. Because it's only been since the pandemic, probably about 4 years, 4 or 5 years actually. The only way I've been able to shut people up is by actually showing receipts. I've shown y'all my bank accounts. I've shown y'all my W-2s. I've shown y'all all of the cars, the clothes, the no debt. I've shown y'all my real estate properties. Y'all have talked to my renters. You've seen some of my properties. You see me building it from scratch. The whole thing. The only way that I've been able to shut people up and also authenticate whether or not I'm really him is by pulling receipts after receipt after receipt after receipt after receipt after receipt. How do we know? How do we know? Miss Lie, how do we know? How do you know that? How do we know? How do we know that she actually is married? Just saying. Because she could very well be, and I have no problem with that. How do we know? So y'all just go for it? Y'all just adopt it? Nobody actually knows? How do we know? How come y'all don't require receipts from the women that y'all follow, but how come y'all don't ask for receipts from the women that y'all follow? Trap and Slay. Trap and Slay, you used to get finessed. You was getting spells thrown on you. How do you know? And I'm not saying that she's not. All I'm asking is, how do you know? She has shown her husband. How do we know that that's her husband? How do you know that? And what did he look like? How old was he? At this point, I don't believe listen, for all of the receipts that I've had to show in my life, what you about to do? For all of the receipts that I've had to show in my life, I need to see marriage certificates. I need to see something else. Y'all not about to just tell me something and that just be the end of it. Everybody gonna have to authenticate themselves before they qualify themselves to be in whatever industry that they in. Everybody got to qualify themselves from now on. Everybody. I done had to show too many receipts in my life for me to just be for y'all to just qualify that. Listen. So if they a trap queen and they really trapping dudes, you telling me that this makes sense? This setup, this whole thing, when y'all look at this, honestly, does this translate into woman that has successfully finessed rich men? Has this translated into woman that has successfully finessed rich men? When you see this setup in the background, when you play this out, does this translate into woman that has successfully finessed rich men? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Okay, let's continue.
Focus your whole life around man. Of course you don't. But at the same time, you still need to get his money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, Milagro. It's if you send a super chat, I'll see it and I'll respond to it faster. If you join the Patreon, which is linked in the description bar, I write you back, and you can write me in private in the message section on the Patreon. Just join tier 2 and up if you want private.
Let's see her Patreon.
More privacy, because the first tier on the Patreon, I don't know if they have access to message. Okay.
She got 197 members.
Just send a super chat and I'll see it.
188 posts. Let's see the T.
What's your opinion on getting a private investigator? Waste of money, unless it's to get some money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you're not going to gain more money from the investigation than you are going to spend on it, waste of money. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you ain't making money on it, don't spend money on it.
All right,
you're just getting some private investigator to investigate someone for no reason, but out of jealousy or anger or whatever, then you wasted your cash and your time.
All right, so let me break something down for y'all. I want y'all to help understand something. A lot of times y'all will see something like this, right? You'll go to somebody's page and it'll say, "Oh my God, 571,000 subscribers. They must be killing it. They must be balling," right? But then you'll look at something like this, right? A lot of it will come. She got a 1.7 thousand. I mean, yeah, 1,700 videos. Well, no, okay, I'll take that back. I'll take it back. Never mind. Let me revise that.
I'm going to be reading a quote from my book, I Bring Nothing to the Table. Question: why do men make me feel inadequate and incompetent when I don't have a job? And what can I say to them?
She got a book?
Well, here's my answer. Tell them you don't need a job. You need a man that makes enough money for the both of you. How about that? Then they feel incompetent and inadequate all of a sudden.
That was deep. That was a deep one. That was deep. Oh shoot, I gotta plug up my camera. I ain't out here looking dusty. She's got crazy eyes, must be schizo. I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to figure out how y'all choose y'all leaders.
Okay. Oh, Miss D60 76. I'm sorry, I'm saying it backwards. Your provider The one that has been cheating on his wife for 14 years keeps telling me I'm never going to find a man that will put up with me because I'm selfish and spoiled, yet he pays all my bills. Well, I guess you found one, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I guess he didn't know who he was, that actual man. You could find two, actually. You found him, you could find another one at the same time.
When we was on our way home from the spot tonight, when I was trying to figure out how I was getting finessed out here in these streets, for those of you that's just joining, y'all joined late, so you missed the early story. That was really, really great. When we was on our way home from the spot, Rita had asked me a question, and I don't remember exactly what that question was, but you had asked me a question, and you said something about the girls and how much money they making, or the fact that they working so hard. Oh, you said they must make the majority of their money when they go into the private rooms or something like that. And I told her, I said, no, that's not true. I said, all of these women, whether they stripping or whatever, they busting it down for a real one. Listen, I know that y'all think that it's sweet. I know that y'all think that this woman is giving y'all game and all of that. And I don't know what her results are. I'm just using a small sample size to source and try to understand exactly who she is. She listen, women are the ones that's getting finessed. So y'all go ahead and keep getting finessed. Trap and Slay was out there getting finessed. But let me tell you something. The truth is, these women that may be getting a little bit of money, because there are going to be anomalies. There are going to be a couple of them that's out here getting a little bit of money, or they might marry into it a little bit or something like that. Some dummy might get finessed or whatever, right? But for most of these women, for 99% of them that get anything, they fucking. And when I say busting it down for a real one, I'm talking about no relief, busting it down, day in, day out, no relief on that box ever. They are giving it up, and it's being wore down. It's worn down. I'm telling you. The life that you want ain't really the life that you gonna get. These women are getting fucked on. And when I say fucked on, I'm talking about fucked over with no reservation. And they doing some wild stuff, and they not even saying no to it, because they not even getting a lot for it. And when I was driving home and we was on our way back to the crib or whatever, and I said, damn, I'm really out of touch with reality. I'm so far removed from what some of these women is suffering through that I can't even relate to how much they giving up for the little bit that they got. Oh, I know what happened. And you was like, you said, oh, I wonder how they make the majority of their money. And I said, oh, outside of the club. That's what I said. I said, outside of the club, they fucking. All of them is, why you think she wanted me to get that 2-for-1 package by putting my hand in it? They giving it up. They busting it down for a real one. No reservation, no foreplay, no nothing. It's literally another form of prostitution. What y'all see happening on your screen right now is another form of prostitution. That's it. They telling you, oh, go get you a rich man. And what you think that come with? First of all, it's hard. Most of y'all don't qualify for the rich man. Let's be honest. Most of y'all do not qualify for the dude that's walking around that has the ability to not even think about whatever money it is that he gonna spend on you. That's the truth. Most dudes that's spending money can't really afford to do it because, again, over 63% of Americans don't have $500 in order to get themselves together. There's women out here with all kind of master's degrees and doctorates, and they are very into their careers, and they have $2,500 in student loans payment a month, and they can't afford it. So what they do is they get another fucking job, and they out here doing DoorDash, and they delivering shit. And they say, yeah, listen, I'd rather just lay on my back and let him bust it down for a real one. But they didn't know that he was going to put it in that other hole too. Yeah, unsurprisingly, he going to put it in that other hole. Smitty, I'm gonna need you to either get YouTube Premium or endure through those commercials. Okay, buddy? Okay? Sprinkle on that shit. They busting it down for a real one. Sprinkle. They putting it in all them holes. Every hole that you can think of, that's where it's going. And trust me, it's more than 3 that they getting it in. Look at you. You confused now. You confused now. Yep. I'm going to let y'all sit on that. Sprinkle on your ass. Yeah. Let's see what else you got to say and what she giving it up for.
See, y'all are too singular. Y'all keep thinking only one. Why not two? Why not multitask? Why not have your cake and eat it too, like most guys do? They're gonna do it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Where y'all finding them at? Where they getting them at? Where are all of these guys just hanging out at that they just finessing? Because most of the dudes that I know got money.
Oh, I see Miss D in the house. Sparkle. Okay.
I can't front on her. If she getting
How to
the
become
money,
more demanding without seeming too needy. Demanding and needy are not the same. Demanding is I said what I said, and needy is could you please, you know.
Yeah, Kojak get
Demanding is standards.
Kojak get it.
They don't meet them standards. It's not being demanding. Needy is when you need them for no reason. You just have to make up stuff. Needy, or like you need stuff, they're the man. If you sleeping with them or they plan on sleeping with you, they got to give you whatever you need, whatever you want. Okay, if they like you more. So, for example, as a woman,
y'all do know that most older guys is not getting it like that. They not getting it like that. Listen, y'all keep talking about y'all want to get a man that's retired. Most of these guys that y'all think is gonna get it, that's gonna take care of y'all, they on a fixed income.
Jesus.
They on a fixed income. That's the truth. You trying to get you a man on fixed income?
People be telling them to get a pop out the truck.
You want you a man on a fixed income? What you think of all of these guys just walking around, they just hanging out and going, hey, they going to pick you up at brunch? They got a fixed income. Real talk. What you think that they will be hanging out in the cold and wherever in this wintertime weather, if they had to do it, you don't think that they want to be over in Miami? That they want to be in the Keys in Florida? You think that they hanging out with they pants above their belly to come and take care of you? Man, y'all so delusional. I'm just so amazed at how delusional y'all are and how easy it is for y'all to get finessed. How easy it is for y'all to get finessed. I'm amazed. What up, Sherelle? I'm amazed at how easy it is. Y'all think that it's just guys out here just throwing money at y'all. I went to the strip club tonight. Look, I went there tonight. I got all of the bands right there. Most of them went back into the bank. Sprinkle. They was dusty. You know what I seen? Let me show you what I seen tonight. I seen a nigga over in the corner. He was like this. He was counting out his singles individually, and she was over there working. Remember, she did a handstand for a nigga, and he threw two. She did a handstand for a real nigga, and that nigga gave her $2. He was like this. Sprinkle. Sprinkles. He gave that whole $2, and he put that other $8 back in his pocket. Yes, he did. He wasn't even supposed to be there. That nigga had to pay $20 to get in. Who knows if he had his own parking? She busted down for a real. She was over there working. She was upside down. She flipped and went upside down, and that nigga put $2 in that band for a real one. I'm telling you the truth. That's the real. That's the realest that it's ever gonna get for you. It don't get more transparent than that. He put $2 in it for a handstand for a real one. That's a fact, though. You know how hard she worked? She worked for that $2? Shit. Y'all think y'all gonna go and get it? Oh, no, I'm gonna be the different one. No, you're not. You're gonna bust it down for a real one just like everybody else. Let me see if she got anything else for us.
If I want something or need something, and I'm afraid to seem needy to some man that I'm gonna sleep with or that I've been sleeping with, I'm the stupid one. Heck no, I'm gonna tell you what I want and what I need, just like you gonna tell me what you want, what you need. Whether you get it or not, it's up to me.
And I can always get some more money. You'll never get a new pussy. I'm always gonna be able to get some more money. Even if you finesse me today out of my $2, I'm always gonna be able to get another $2. You could never recondition that box that you had to trade in. You had to trade in your own body in order to get you some new eyelashes. That shit is degrading. If you don't feel degraded as a result of that, you are disrespectful to yourself.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
It's not needy. It's telling you, well, you want me to go tell another man what I need? Okay, you all have to be smart when it comes to these words like needy. Needy is when you're needy emotionally and for attention.
All right, baby. All right, I got you. I got you. And guess what? I bet you she'll bust it down for a real one for free. For free. For free. I got something that the Rose can't fix. I got something that the Rose can't fix. Cause I get it. I'm gonna do it a little different. All this on you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of that. Rose can't do that. Rose can't do that to you. This right here, that right there on the back of the neck, the grabbing you by the shoulders, pulling you into it, Rose can't give you that shit. I don't care what the fuck they told you. I don't care what the advertisement is. Ain't no AI robot that can grab you by the shoulders and pull you down. And when you do like this, and I say, shh, pain is love. It don't tell you that part. You can think it if you want to, dream about it, imagine it, all of that shit. Nah. Cause I'm gonna have you go get me 2 towels, nigga. One, a hot towel to afterwards, and then the regular towel to make sure that you don't know shit about that. Cause you think that, see, that's Anton don't know. Nah, nigga, I will teach you how to train her up, how to get her life together, and she will never forget you. So you keep listening to all of these niggas that say I'm gamed up. These niggas don't know nothing. Half of these niggas out here can't even get their dick hard no more. I don't watch porn. I don't. This is signed, sealed, delivered. Listen, I'm gonna teach you how to change her life. Y'all out here sharing your chick with other people talking about you gamed up. Nigga, who you talking to? Nigga, you send your chick out here for 1 week, she'll never come back to you. She gonna come back different. She gonna come back different. Keep talking to me. Nigga, you don't know nothing about you don't know nothing about this life. Why Anton get to do what he want to do? He could go to the strip club. He could have all of these women around. Nigga, because I'm me and you. We different. I'm not you. You asked for permission. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable. We're not the same. Niggas keep talking to me. Who you think I am? It's my city, not your city. Oh, okay. All right. Let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. All right. Do y'all want to go to the chick that was saying that these men is broke out here and they ain't got nothing to give? Or you want to go over to Jason Whitlock and Stephen A. Smith. I'm letting y'all decide what it is that we're going to do. Don't worry, some of y'all haven't experienced that life yet. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to coach y'all up. Jason Whitlock versus Stephen A. Smith, or, because chat lives matters over here, or y'all want to go into the chick that's saying that these dudes ain't got no money and so they broke anyway and ain't nothing for y'all to split because y'all working at Walmart. Say Stephen A. last. Crystal Swirl. Who is Crystal Swirls? We'll save that for Tuesday. I don't ask for forgiveness, Matthew. I said y'all ask for permission. I don't ask for nothing. Stephen A. Smith, broke chicks, Screaming A. Smith, the chick. Oh, this is seeming a little bit more balanced than the last one. Stephen A. Simp. Stephen A. Walmart chick, neither. Walmart, the chick, look her up, broke TikTok. It look like that y'all want the, okay, so y'all want Stephen A. last. All right, so let's find this woman. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find her. I forgot what her name is. Ask something. Her name was Ask something. Here it is. I got her. I got her. Give me a second. Let me show y'all who she is before we get into it. Give me a second. I'm going to pull her up for y'all. This is who she is. One thing about it is her YouTube page.
Hi, you guys.
And let me see. Did she do a live? No, it wasn't a live. It was a video. Where was it at? I think this is it. Yep, this is it.
Hi, you guys.
So let me see if I can get it on a better one than this, because sometimes it'll let me play it, and other times it won't. So give me a second. Let me work my magic. And she stole my talking point. You see, man, I'm telling you, bro, everybody be stealing my shit and then they recycle it and they get it from somebody else and then they think they made it up for themselves. Motherfuckers is always stealing my shit. I don't like that, bro. I don't like that people be stealing my stuff, man. People don't be giving the proper credit, and I'm not cool with that. Hey, send me that, Aunt Banks. Send me that. All right, let's get into this chick. So her name is Amani, and her channel, I think, is Ask Amani Talks. All right, let's get into it, y'all.
Guys, welcome back to The One Thing About It. You are with your host, Amani Talks, and we are getting into another Ask Amani Talks on this fine Wednesday. So let's get into the email and question. All right, so we are going to get into this week's question, and this is coming from a follower named Kayla. Hey, Kayla. So this is what Kayla is asking me. She says, hey, Amani, I love you and your TikTok channel, and I love the advice you give about dating and relationships. But one thing I'm confused about is when you say you are single until you're married, what does that mean? Does that mean that cheating doesn't count? Are you trying to give women advice on how to act? Please explain, because I'm very confused about how you maneuver in your relationships. Signed, Kayla. Okay, Kayla, I'm going to explain to you what single until you're married truly means and why I say that, because this is one thing that I say pretty often. At this point, it should damn near be my catchphrase. And every time I say it, it gets people riled up, men and women, because they don't really understand where I'm coming from and why I said it, right? So this idea of mine really came about from me seeing that women always give too much in relationships too early. I think that's a theme of
Stole
women
it
in
from.
relationships, period. That women are kind of auditioning to be a wife. And to audition to be a wife, they are doing wife things. They are having children out of wedlock. They are doing things like letting a man live with them, living with the man. And then when you live together, you're having sex every night. You're cooking for him every night. You're probably doing his laundry. You know, you're doing things that a wife does. Meanwhile, he has not done what a husband does, and that is put a ring on your finger. And it's not just a man thing, right? Because we as people generally, we like a bargain. We like to get the most that we can out of a situation without giving up too much. You know, people bargain. We bargain when for prices, we bargain with people. Bargaining is just in our blood. People, we just like, period, we like a bargain. And if a man feels like he can get you at a bargain, that's exactly what he will do. The phrase, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free, is a phrase that is never going to go out of style, because that's how people act. Why invest or give a lot when somebody is giving you something for free? So if I'm a man and I have my live-in girlfriend and I'm getting sex and I can come home from work and she's cooking and the house looks decent and we're on the couch watching TV, why would I get married? Why would I pay for a wedding and, probably get divorced, because a lot of our marriages in America do end in divorce? He's thinking all these things. He's thinking, well, I'm already getting everything. And especially sis, if you already have his kids, he's really sitting here thinking, I already got it all. Why get married? So I advise women. So that's where my idea of you're single until you're married.
Dog, I swear to God on everything, I made that shit up. I never heard anybody say that before I came on the internet years ago when I started saying that. I've never heard anybody say you single until you. Now they remixing it and they giving their own definitions to it, but I swear to God I made that up, bro. Real talk. Real talk. Like I'm the whole phrase. Let me hear a little bit more of what she's saying.
And acts like it comes from. Because if you withhold certain things in a relationship, that man, to get certain things out of you, will have no choice but to elevate the relationship into marriage. So if you tell him, I'm not having kids until I get married, and he wants kids, he knows to marry you. If you say, I'm not living with you until we're married or until we're engaged, he knows that's what he has to do. You're getting something out of it. And people love to say, oh,
No, y'all lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. Nobody was saying that. Nobody was saying that. I'm not going for that shit. Your daddy did not say that. You gonna stop lying to me talking about, oh no, my dad used to say that all the time. When? Who was your dad talking to when he said you single until you married? Man, I'm not going for that shit, bro. No, bro. Stop, bro. Stop. Stop. Nobody started saying that shit until me. Because everybody was disputing it. Everybody was fighting me on it. Everybody was like, nah, Anton, you wrong about that. No, Anton, no, you wrong, you wrong. Y'all standards was completely different before I started coming through with what it is that I was saying. Come on, fam. Don't start throwing that on me. Grizz, GBG Grizz, shout out to you. Says, one thing I think is backwards as hell is sometimes you will see grown-ass women asking people like this for advice, getting advice from people half your ages. Facts. I ain't even get to that part. I ain't even get to that. Facts. The women have no mentors. Listen. When you see this woman talking, I see just a bunch of talking points. I see just a bunch of talking points. When I see these people talking, I just see a bunch of talking points. I'm about to break this down so smooth. Come on, let's go to it.
marriage is just a piece of paper. So is the title to your car, or the deed to your car. So is the title to your house. So is a college degree. A lot of things are just pieces of paper. Money technically is just a piece of paper, but we see people chasing money every day, right? So don't let them get you with the whole marriage is just a piece of paper. You know my commitment to you. A lot of things are just a piece of paper. But if I ran off with your car and you paid for it, you got the deed for your car, you're going to be like, I own this car, I got the deed.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that I can't revoke whatever it is that you are just because I married you. See, the problem with these translations is that it don't really hit and it don't really apply when you're really comparing it. See, I can compare a relationship or a woman to a car, and I can say, hey, you've been ran through, and I don't know anybody that's looking to buy a used car for full price. And you certainly not a classic. I could use that comparison. But if you say, oh no, somebody ran away with your pink slip for your car, well, that means that I can go and file for insurance and get my money back. And on top of that, if anybody breaks the car or anything like that, they have to be held liable and I can sue you for it. And I'm entitled to get my car back on top of that. And I'm going to determine and work with the insurance company on total on it. If you fucking run away and I marry you, you just take half my shit. That's the difference. So before we even start getting into this, as far as what these requirements are, the first thing that we have to ask is, do you even understand what the purpose of marriage is in the first place? Because anybody can use my talking point and say, well, you're single until you're married. But what does that mean? What does it mean to get married? If you ask most women, 99.9% of women, if you ask them, why is it that we're getting married? They have no clue whatsoever. They have no reason other than being programmed behind the idea that women need to be looking to get married. And even in the Bible, if you want to apply it to the biblical standard of it, it said in everything you do, get understanding. So you don't even know why you're getting married, but you're looking to get married from somebody. And then the only thing that you can think of is the idea that you can then take half of his shit if he's successful, which, obviously she's going to go into this and she's going to say, well, you ain't even got nothing. And why did you want him to marry you in the first place? Because if it's a deed to my home and you break into it and I kill your ass, right, I got recourse. If the house burns down, the insurance company got to take care of that. If it gets flooded, the insurance company take care of that. I am the property owner. I can kick you out and evict you if I decide to. If you run off with my car, I can file for it to be stolen. You can get arrested, go to jail, and you still got to compensate me for it. But see, if I marry you, what benefit or how can I stop you from running off? Because see, here's the key, and this is the part that really people don't want to really talk about. When men used to marry a woman, and this is facts, this is not my opinion, we've perverted the idea of what marriage is so much. Because if you want to compare it to a car or a house, a deed, a pink slip, then you got to compare it to marriage of yesteryear. You know why? Because when men used to marry women, the woman was literally the man's property. Can I get a round of applause for that? When men used to marry women, the woman used to be the man's property, which then basically on a very surface level, if you really want to use this comparison, it negates everything that you're saying because the modern version of marriage is not beneficial to men. This is the reason why feminism is not good when it comes to using these comparisons in order to try to substantiate your argument. You used to be able to do with your property what you deem necessary. That's why when the police was called, whenever there was a domestic dispute, it wasn't no domestic dispute because he's going to handle this as he see fit. Yeah. See, y'all don't want to talk about that part. Y'all don't want to talk about the foundation of marriage. You pick and choose which talking points you want to apply to you, but you don't really understand the concept of what it used to be in yesteryear. When a woman got married to a man, she was his property. That is a fact. This is not my opinion. This is not what I think it should be or shouldn't be. I'm telling you the facts. So if you want to use these little stupid talking points, and this is why y'all need to get some better life coaches that's a little older that know something. If you want to use these comparisons, then use it as compared to what marriage was really supposed to be like in yesteryear. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's continue.
It's just a piece of paper, right? Oh, okay.
I don't care if you unfollow United Test Strips. You're not even a real person. You a test strip. I don't care. Man, let me tell you something, bro. I'm almost at 700,000 followers across multiple different platforms. You think I give a fuck if you a test strip and you're not following me? You ain't never super chatted? Fuck you. Get the fuck. Matter of fact, let me do you a favor. I ain't even gonna, you ain't gotta worry about it. I'm gonna do you a favor. You're banned. This is after hours. This is not the Millionaire Morning Show. I don't give a fuck about what you gonna say. You a test strip, nigga. Get the fuck out of my chat. I'm about to unfollow. Suck my dick. I don't give a fuck about what you do.
Oh, okay. So my whole ideology with telling women you're single until you're married and act like it is not to give people a free pass to cheat, even though you guys already know I don't believe in cheating before you're married, because no one owes you anything before marriage. And that's where people get...
You telling me she didn't steal my fucking talking points? Are you? No. Listen, y'all. This is word for word what I was saying on every single platform since I got on the fucking internet. This is word for word Anton from AntonDaniels.com talking points. Come on, man. You sitting here telling me that this is not stolen from me. I'm not going for that shit. I'm not going for it, bro. This is my talking point. Not gonna finesse me out of it.
It really, I guess, confused with today's relationships. Y'all be feeling like y'all have ownership over somebody before you're married. You cannot say anything to a person about how they're moving in life, what they're doing, about nothing until you are married. Before you have married somebody, you have absolutely no say in their life whatsoever. And that's where a lot of men get confused. They think they can tell a woman how to dress. They think they can tell a woman how to act. They think they can guide a woman before they are married to that woman. You cannot guide nobody without a ring on that woman's finger. The only people that a woman should ever listen to is God, her father, and her husband.
Nope. Wrong again. There's a hierarchy. And God literally says it in the Bible. And we can tell a fake Christian when we see one. We can tell somebody that's an uncouth Christian when we see one. Is God over man, man over woman, and woman over child. And as a matter of fact, it even goes even further and deeper. One of the reasons why it's important for us to acknowledge Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, is because Jesus actually is our friend when we accept him as our Lord and our Lord and Savior. And we actually have access to God through Jesus. And so if we just really want to start breaking this down and looking at the hierarchy of things, you're supposed to respect and listen to your husband. You're supposed to respect and listen to your husband. Your child is supposed to respect and listen to the mother. And then the father is the one that oversees everything. But now we have everything out of order and we start seeing partnerships and women are starting to do the things that they want to do when they want to do it. And now y'all want to keep acting like y'all operating within y'all purpose. No. No. Yeah. Yeah. What up, ABL? What up, big dog?
If you are not those three things, you don't have no say in a woman's life. Sorry to break it to you. I know women or men think that they're so great and that people should automatically be lining up for them to lead. No, absolutely not. So when I tell women to act like they're single before they're married, it's just a pretend.
Why are y'all listening to single people for advice on how it is that they're supposed to be finding a husband and stuff? What the fuck? Even Kevin Samuels. Listen, one thing that me and Kev used to talk about, and the thing that he used to say publicly online, is Kev would say, listen, my job is to get you to the line. It's to get you to the altar. It's to get you to the starting line of what marriage is supposed to look like. And then you can take it from there. Kev used to say that on a regular basis. He said, listen, his job was to get you to the altar. How are these women that are not married able to give you advice and they life coaches in their 20s? What the fuck are we talking about, bro?
Protect women from doing too much before they're married, giving it all away, and then when he breaks up with you and you feel like you've done so much for him and invested so much time and invested so much effort, this is to protect women from feeling like they've been abused or taken advantage of, because y'all love to cry, oh my gosh, I did this for him and I did this for him and he took advantage of me. No, sis, he didn't take advantage of you. You gave everything up too quick. That's all that was. We love to cry and play victim when we feel like we've given so much to a situation.
And I'm assuming that she's a virgin, right?
But we never sit back and be like, damn, I should not have given that much. Because why are you acting like a wife before you're a wife? I don't get it. So the whole idea of being single until you're married was not to give people a free pass to be unfaithful or to be liars or to do any of that stuff. It is really just true. When you are filing your taxes and you're not married and you living by yourself and you paying your own rent and you're head of household, you're putting single on your tax information, right? When the U.S. Census come around and before you're married, you're putting single, right? You are single before you're married. I don't understand why that's such a hard concept for people to grasp. So tired of these people
still on my talking
And the only reason that men get mad at me when I tell women that they're single before they're married is because in today's society, men are so used to getting wife benefits from girlfriends. They are. Let's just keep it real. And when I'm telling women to be single and act single before you get married, they feel threatened by that. Because if I'm telling women to act single, they're not getting wifely duties out of women anymore before they get married. That's all that is. They are very much mad that I'm telling women, first of all, that marriage is not all I feel like people think it's cracked up to be. Once a woman becomes a wife, she becomes a servant. And I've said that plenty of times, especially if she's planning on having kids. She's going to be a
When I seen part of this video the first time, I was like, I can't believe that y'all actually even giving this woman the time of day as far as giving y'all advice on how it is that y'all supposed to be operating within a relationship. Let's watch it.
A servant to them kids. She's going to be a servant to them chores. She's going to be a servant to her husband. She becomes a servant in that household. And there's nothing wrong with that. The Bible says that a wife is a servant. There's nothing wrong with being a servant. But are you ready for that, sis? Is that something that you want for yourself? Because I think that people think that you're going to get into a marriage and then your relationship becomes all this hunky-dory. Like, that's not what marriage is. You are sacrificing a lot of your life when you get married.
Can you get what?
You need to go lay down. Let me get a Twizzler. Thank you. Why are you still sitting there?
Honey, they waiting on you.
What do you got going on now?
Nothing. I put my feet up.
But I know why you got your feet up.
Can I just stay right here with you for a little bit?
So what?
Can I just stay right here with you for a little bit?
Yeah. I got my eye on you though.
Okay.
Especially women, because we're the ones that are biologically having these kids. Men don't have to do that. They don't have to be pregnant for 10 months and then push out a baby and then have all these health complications, mental complications, postpartum depression, getting your body back to where it was so that you're attractive for your spouse. They don't have to go through all that. The child labor enough is a huge part of marriage and sacrifice for a woman once she becomes a wife. That's a huge part of it already. And then I also feel like men get really mad when I tell women you're single before you're married and act like it. It's because they, for centuries, have been really riding the wave of women being afraid of dying alone. That's the number one threat that men love telling women. You're going to die alone. You'll be single forever. I don't think that males these days...
Rita, they said they love you. Y'all car said they love you.
Aw, I love you guys too.
I might have to send her to bed though, y'all.
I'm okay right now.
You sure?
Yes.
If I'm watching. You might have to go to bed in a little bit.
Is understand that a woman dying alone or being single forever is not a threat anymore. We are making money. We are more educated than y'all. We're making just as much money as y'all. Back 50, 60 years ago, when men were taking
Are you hearing this foolishness, y'all? Listen to her.
care anymore. We are making money. We are more educated than y'all. We're making just as much money as y'all. Back 50, 60 years ago, when men were taking care of all the bills, okay, yeah, maybe having a marriage and a family was a benefit to women. But these days, women are taking care of their own financial necessities. Like me, for example, I'm still in my 20s, right? I have men every single day in my comments saying, you're going to die alone. No one's going to wife you. You're going to be single forever. Sir, you make $50,000 a year. If you
And this is where they try to conflate. See how they tricked you? See how they chameleoned you? You right, Tim. You see how they take your talking points, they remix it, it sounds good, and then they say, oh, Anton, this is very similar to what you're saying. And then they hit you with the ooh-op shebang. They hit you with the ooh-op shebang. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's a baby, D. She's a baby giving y'all advice.
Your threat to me is that I'm not going to have to push out kids. I'm not going to have to struggle with a man that makes less than $100,000 a year, because we know that that's what most men in America make. And that
Where? Where are all of these men that make over $100,000? Where are these women and men that's making over $100,000 a year? Where they at, though? Listen to what she just said, y'all. This is a baby giving y'all advice, has no understanding, wisdom, or knowledge at all. This is a baby. Listen to what she just said.
less than $100,000 a year, because we know that that's what most men in America make.
Don't worry about it. We can always figure it out and fact check. We can always go to the good old Googles, right? We can always go to good old Googles, y'all. The average male salary in America, according to the 2019 census, according to Google's, including from the United States Census Bureau, the median income is $38,000 a year. I just put it up there, and this is men. For women, $25,000 a year. That's according to the 2019 census, and this does not account for inflation, adjusted for inflation. I just put it in the search. That's the first thing that came up. I'm trying to understand, where are all of these, the average salary for a person, where are they getting these numbers from, and what profession are they doing in which they're making on average $100,000 a year. The median household income, that's everybody inside of the house all together. Everybody inside of the house all together. The median household income, that means man working, woman working, whoever it is that's bringing in, maybe the child got an extra job, the teenager got an extra job, he got an extra hustle or whatever. Let me tell you something. The median household income, all incomes combined, is $74,000 total, which is a 2.3% decline from 2021, and it doesn't even adjust from inflation, meaning that your money goes less. It does not go further. What percentage of households make over 20, and this is according to the U.S. Census Bureau, what percentage of households altogether, men, women, mama in there working, grandma might live with you, the average household income in U.S. dollars, the percentage of people that make over $75,000 a year. 75 to 99 is 12%. 100 to 149 is 16.4%. Where are all of these people? Because she said, I just want to make sure that we're looking at the right video. Let me rewind it.
That makes me have to push out kids. I'm not going to have to struggle with a man that makes less than $100,000 a year, because we know that that's what most men in America make.
Where are all these delusional women getting these statistics from? I'm just curious. Where are all of these delusional women getting these statistics from? D, you are correct. Median income in Atlanta, 42.9. How are all of these people making all of this money, but nobody actually knows anybody that's making all of this money? And they just confidently throw this out there. Y'all subscribe to it.
And that I'm not going to have to clean up after no kids and no fat husband. If that's your threat to me, don't threaten me with a good time. Like, what? If you're telling me.
And then the chameleon comes out, y'all.
That in my 20s, you're threatening me with being single forever. Meanwhile, I'm traveling. I'm shopping. I'm waking up whenever I want to wake up. I'm doing whatever I want to do with my day. I don't have a deadline of, oh, they're going to be coming home from school and work. Let me cook. Oh, I don't have, like, I'm young and I'm turned. And men are very much threatened.
And this is why I ain't got time for these young hoes. I don't have time for it. I don't have time for a chick that's young and turned. All of y'all niggas keep chasing these 24, 25, 26-year-old little hussies. And y'all want to be chasing them, and y'all gonna be acting just like Faison Love on Couples Retreat. Mm-hmm. Young and turned. Don't know they right from they left, spewing out wrong statistics. Listening to Sprinkle and Ask Amani Talks, and don't know shit. Don't know nothing. Average woman is over her head in debt, getting evicted out here in Atlanta. Shit.
By this, because for centuries, like I said, the threat.
Hey, she young and she turned, and she Christian too.
For women's head has been, you're gonna die alone. That's not a threat anymore, sir. Especially when we see today that a lot of males are incompetent with being good husbands and good fathers.
Another easily debunked. We know that most men, especially black men, are much better. Listen, in comparison to men having children and raising children single versus women raising children single, it is a statistical fact that men have a much greater success rate than women. That is a fact. Most men today that have children are participating in their children's lives. On average, that is a fact, especially black men. But get it off, sis.
So you mean to tell me that I get the weight of incompetence lifted off of my shoulders, and that's your threat to me? Be so fucking for real. Be so fucking for real. Men are mad that women are not threatened with dying alone anymore. They are mad about that, because that's really the last thing that they have to grasp onto to make women marry them. The fear mongering, the fear tactics, the manipulation.
Yeah, we're going to throw fear at you in order to marry you. We don't need you. We don't need you.
You're going to die alone. When a woman is not afraid of being single, and a woman is not afraid of dying alone, and when she is financially stable on her own, that's not a threat to her. Women used to have to be married.
Shout out to this super chats. I appreciate you, Joe Gunn, and everybody that support the platform.
To be able to live outside of their parents' homes. They used to have to be married to even have custody of their kids. They used to have to be married to own any kind of property. Now that we can do all that on our own and we make our own money.
And y'all are in dead last in success from a financial perspective. The most in debt, the most enrolled, still making less money than any other demographic, especially men, and in dead last. But get it off then, sis.
Here, young and turned. Women don't need marriage. Now, do women still want marriage? Yeah. And am I an advocate for marriage? I am 100% pro-marriage. I am 100% pro-black family.
Y'all want to marry the fat man?
structure. Y'all have heard me say this 1,000 times. I am pro-black love, pro-black family, pro-black marriage. So I would never talk bad about marriage. But men try to hold that over women's head like we need marriage. Women don't need marriage. Even in the Bible, it says that to be a single person is better to be married because then you can devote your time to worshiping God and
So wait a minute. Which one is it? Does she advocate for marriage or does she advocate for single? She look like she's talking out of both sides of her mouth. Huh?
Baby's here.
Oh, tell her I said congratulations. She just had a baby? Oh, that's beautiful. Good job. Cousin just had a baby.
spreading his word. In the Bible, it says that being single is better to be married. But if you cannot withhold your earthly desires for sex, and if you want to have kids, and if you want to have a partner, then it's better to get married than to
I've never heard the word partner inside of the Bible, but get it off then, sis.
be out here just having sex and doing all this stuff with different people. Then it's better to get married. But if you're somebody who can stay abstinent and you got your own stuff going on, the Bible says it's better to be single. You know, so y'all really be over here trying to tell women or trying to hold over women's head this fear tactic of you're going to die alone. Sir, first of all, women are not typically even the ones dying alone. You can talk to healthcare providers. You can talk to people that work in hospice, people that work in senior citizen homes. They will tell you it is men dying alone.
All cap again. And I already debunked this on another video. It's all cap. And there's plenty of people that was in my comments that was like, oh no, I'm a healthcare provider, and it's actually the opposite. It's actually the opposite. Most of the time, it's women that die alone inside of these hospice cares and all of this other type of stuff. It is not men. It's absolutely not men. And if you see a lot of women that didn't have anybody by their side, usually it's a son husband. That's a fact.
Not women. It is men dying alone. People that work for funeral homes, people that work in like emergency medical services. When they are going to people's houses, these are men dying alone, like SheRaSeven said, in their tidy whities.
And that's where I heard the name SheRaSeven, right there. And it sounds like this chick is another devout follower of another chick that has no clue on what it takes in order to be successfully married. And that's when I started to cut it off. I said, these chicks don't have a clue. I'm not going for it. It makes no sense. We just going to go ahead and run this on out. So that was enough. That was enough. I just wanted y'all to, I wanted to show y'all that a lot of these chicks get chameleon vibes, right? It's not all what y'all think that it is. It's not all good in the hood. They can't help you with anything. They're not giving you any game. It's not as beneficial as y'all think that it is. A lot of these girls are just spewing talking points, and they're not actually giving you any kind of value. But they're a life coach, and they can tell you and give you advice, and they only in their early 20s. Okay, right. That's enough from her. I think that we've had enough from her for the day. Again, I want to say shout out to everybody that held me down with the super chats. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to GBG Grizz. One thing I think is backwards as hell is sometimes you see grown-ass women asking for people like this for service, for advice. Getting advice from people half your age is crazy. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Flex Henry says, I'm 42. My mom used to tell me that in my early 20s all the time. Unless you're married, you're single. Kevin used to say it also. Yeah, well, that was my best friend. Let me be quiet. Joe Gunn 84 says, Anton, she is student of SheRaSeven. Yep, I seen that now. AJ Wise says, bet Shorty won't have that same energy when she's 38 with no man. Time tells all, and she's going to have a very, very short memory. Absolutely. All right, let me see. I want to get into this Stephen A. Smith thing really quickly. Y'all want to get into the Stephen A. Smith thing? Give me a second. Smith. Give me a second. Let me pull it up.
Associated with him in wrote a story or I wrote an article, it's man.
Give me a second.
There's a few things going on, and I want to make sure that before I go to break, that list doesn't come out. That's what he had said. Couldn't find it for some reason. I apologize. Let me get back to the subject at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, as a black man sitting in this seat, the level of vitriol that I have to absorb is something that I understand
Shout out to Messi.
99.99% of the time.
Shout out to Messi.
You're a former player and you want to crucify me, that's fine. You're somebody that was involved in some kind of public incident that I had to speak on.
He's addressing Jason Whitlock for basically going back and basically halfway exposing the fact that Stephen A. apparently is being alleged to be a liar in a lot of the things that he said over a period of time, including the stuff that he said inside of his book. So this is Stephen A.'s response to Jason Whitlock's accusations of him, all right?
On whether you're the wife or ex-girlfriend or something.
I'm saying that we're going to go into a file.
Whatever, I get it.
We're going to go into a file.
You're a present-day athlete and you don't like my evaluation of what has transpired.
Shout out to Messi says, you're dusty as a 20-year-old broom if you're seeking advice from these type of broads. I agree 100%. These chicks have no clue what they're talking about.
Before our very eyes and what I'm witnessing, that's cool. But I swear to you, on everything that I love, it's not personal. I'm a sports reporter and sports commentator. That is what I have been throughout my career. It is my responsibility to tell you what I see through my lens, how I feel about it, what my perspective is, etc. It's not like I'm sitting at home with absolutely nothing to do and no obligation to touch on anything, but I feel the need to invoke and ingratiate my thoughts, opinions, etc., upon the world. I actually get paid to do this. And because of that, sometimes my opinions, my thoughts, my feelings, etc., are things that you would not like. But I have never lied to you. Ever. If I wrote a story or I wrote an article, it's based on the things that I've been told, what I've seen, and what I feel. It is rare that I talk about myself on a personal level because my personal life is not anybody's business and I don't get into other people's personal life. It's not something that I do. Many figures in the world of sports find themselves in personal situations, not lawlessness, not unlawful things or anything like that, but there's plenty of situations, Michael, Sherry, Juvie, where I've seen certain things and I turned a blind eye and a deaf ear to it because it's none of my business. And I leave it alone. And one of the other things that I never do, I never attack my colleagues. I might disagree with something somebody says or does, and I might have an obligation to speak on it because it's in the news or whatever, but I don't speak against my colleagues. Once humanity comes into play, that's a given. Here's the other. That's not real work. Think about this for a second. I'm supposed to be covering sports, but I make a career out of talking about my colleagues. That ain't work. That's you finding some slick way to get a check because you can't get a job. That's Jason Whitlock. as who the hell he is. Now, I have sat back for years, at least 9 to 10 years, saying absolutely nothing about this man. I never uttered the words fat bastard out of my mouth until a few months ago.
I thought Jason Whitlock worked for the Blaze. I know I was muted, my bad. I thought he worked for the Blaze, and then he had his own platform. But I thought that he had a job, and he actually was getting a decent check, a sizable check from the Blaze. I could be wrong about that, but let's continue.
So that means that the previous 9 years, you never heard me speak on him at all. But now it's necessary. Excuse me. Because you see, if you listen to the fat bastard, I didn't play high school ball, even though my coach's name was Harvey Stoller. It was Thomas A. Edison Vocational and Technical High School. I played there my senior year. I was in a basketball tournament at Fashion Institute of Technology where I dropped 27 points and got a scholarship because
Fashion Institute of Technology basketball. Hold on. Let me back this up real quick. Just want to make sure we all on the same.
Fashion Institute Vocational and Technical High School. I played there my senior year. I was in a basketball tournament at Fashion Institute of Technology where I dropped 27 points and got a scholarship because the coach came calling me after that and what have you. If you listen to him, I never had a scholarship to Winston-Salem State, even though it's on the books. Just call the university. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm an honorary doctorate member. I have an honorary doctorate from Winston-Salem State University because of my contributions.
What does that have to do with validating whether or not you actually went there? You said you got an honorary. That has no relevance to anything. Having an honorary doctorate has no relevance to anything that Jason Whitlock said about you. More importantly, all of the name calling and the fat B and all of that, it just makes you sound weak. Because if Jason Whitlock didn't say anything about you in that sense, and I'm going to play the Jason Whitlock video after this, you saying that just means that you out of character, outside of your masculinity. And somebody said it in the chat. They said that he trying to, I don't know how to fix it. I'm not YouTube. Messi, I'm sorry, baby. I got you. I'm going to just read it as soon as you put it up, Messi. As soon as you put it up, I got you, baby. But going off on an attack, when he just questioned what it is that you do. Stephen A., I think that somebody said it in the chat, and they said he influenced by Cat Williams and he trying to have his Cat Williams moment. I agree with y'all.
To Winston-Salem State. I'm called Dr. Smith. Has something to also do with the contributions that I make because I believe about upliftment. I'm an ambassador for HBCU Week, and I've partnered with Ashley Christopher and Mir Persicki in Delaware and others to generate over 10,000 scholarships in excess of over $65 million in scholarships for African Americans.
What does that have to do with anything? Has nothing to do with your credibility of whether or not you lied. And I'm not saying that Stephen A. lied, but what I am saying is that this has no relevance to what Jason Whitlock is accusing you of. Nobody said that you wasn't a good human. Nobody said that you didn't create scholarships. Nobody said that any of that. From what I've seen, Jason Whitlock was basically saying, yo, this Stephen A. really do what he said that he did, that he described in his book, and he's been saying on First Take and other programs on ESPN for all of this time. This has nothing to do with anything.
But this man will tell you I'm lying. He even went so far as to say my autobiography, where I talk about my mother, my father, my sisters, the business, my hiring and firing and rehiring at ESPN. I didn't write it. I didn't write my own memoir, which, by the way, is a New York Times bestseller, something he wouldn't know anything about.
I thought Jason Whitlock had wrote a book that was a New Year's. I don't know. I could be wrong. Let's continue.
Did you know that it's now on paperback? It just came out yesterday on paperback. Or nearest you to get my book in paperback. Do you know that when people are normally selling 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 copies, I've sold over 400,000?
Nice.
Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? But he will tell you, I didn't write it. He's seen my writing. Really? This article is an article written on Deadspin.com. The title, How Jason Whitlock is Poisoning ESPN's Black Grant Land. Because remember, Bill Simmons, who's now at Spotify doing a great job, obviously had Grantland at ESPN, and upon his departure, Jason Whitlock was supposed to take up the mantle and create a black website for folks. This article was written by a Greg Howard, published on April 27th, 2015. The same Jason Whitlock that said he's seen my writing, the same Jason Whitlock that implied that I couldn't write, the same Jason Whitlock that said that I'm lying. What does this man do? Why would I call up this article? There's a plethora of reasons why I would do so, ladies and gentlemen. One of the reasons would be because it's as in-depth as it gets about how scurrilous, how trifling, how despicable this man is. But there's also another reason that I'd pick up this article. Let me read the graph to you that it says. Keep in mind, Stephen A. can't write. This staff, the one Whitlock was praising by way of warnings that if the writers and editors wouldn't align with his vision, he would get rid of them, was not the one Whitlock wanted. The Undefeated, because that was the name, while you were on Blaze TV, spewing that bullshit to people. Did you tell them that? Did you tell them how you stood outside of First Take begging me to talk to you? Did you tell them that once this same article in Deadspin came out, weeks later you wrote a lengthy apology to me in an email, begging me to forgive you, pointing out how you were betrayed by this particular writer, so you know how I must feel that you betrayed me? Did you tell the folks that, you bitch? Did you tell them? You fat piece of shit. Did you tell them that? Got the names. We got Jamel Hill. We got Howard Bryant. You want me to bring up the other writers that wouldn't work for you? Why it took you nearly 2 years to get an article out? Because you ran that shit so bad you were running it into the ground? What a disgrace you were to John Skipper, the former boss of ESPN, or the host of others? You want me to talk about that? Because I got receipts. I got the email. Want me to talk about that? Now, just for everybody that wants to understand, how could this possibly be? Because once upon a time, I actually tried to speak up for this damn cretin. I knew he was a piece of shit. But I said, look, maybe he's misunderstood. Why would I do that, ladies and gentlemen? Because sometimes as black folks, we get in our own way We think that all of us must be of one monolithic thinking, that we need to be completely and totally aligned. And any deviation from that brings into question our quote unquote blackness. Martin Luther King was a man of peace. Malcolm X was by any means necessary. They can't possibly be on the same page, even though their agendas was for the upliftment and the preservation of our race of people. So I understand when we talk about stuff like this.
Give me a second. I'm about to try to get it to it.
I want to walk you through some of, well, for those of you that are trying to understand the whole genesis, what provoked this feud between Stephen A. Smith and I just want to give you a tiny little.
I'm not muted. I just didn't want y'all to hear me chewing these combos all in y'all ear. So.
Taste of some of the things I've been talking about, some of the things about Stephen A.'s narrative as spelled out in his book and as spelled out in interviews he's done for years, and why I'm raising questions about them and why they don't seem to add up. Some of this comes right out of Stephen A. Smith's own mouth. And there'll be, oh, he's just lying about his basketball stats and blah, blah. No, he
Nola Grillin says, bruh, Stephen A. Smith trying to get that Shannon Sharp money. I agree. He got a couple million views from that last video that he did.
When you start telling all these small little lies and exaggerations and just farcical stories, it's a sign like, whoa, this person is really comfortable distorting the truth. And as I've said, Cat Williams talked about people being installed like Kevin Hart. And I'm saying that's also part of my industry, the sports media industry. And so I just started with the little small things and things Stephen A. has said on television himself that are just like obvious lies. And then you start to, well, if he's telling this little lie about this, and he's built this whole narrative around, hey, I was a former college athlete, basketball player, and I broke my knee. And if I hadn't broke my knee, man, I was killing everybody in basketball. And, if you weren't, the guy actually said, if you weren't a high level college player or an NBA player, I was killing you. And it seems insignificant, but it's just not. It's the beginning of raising questions about his entire narrative. And so I've played this before. Many of you have seen it, but for the new audience and for the people tuning in to see, hey, why did Stephen A. just make a fool of himself for 50 straight minutes and do all that name calling? Why was he so emotional? It's because I pointed out, we're going to start with SOT 15, I believe. Yeah, SOT 15. This is Stephen A., I believe.
Why do y'all keep saying plant? Listen, I hear this word a lot about, somebody being a plant, whatever. Where do y'all get that from? And why do y'all think that that's true? Just curious. Where do y'all get that from when y'all hear and y'all say, this person is a plant? What does that mean? Where do y'all get that from? Why do y'all say that? Just curious.
In November of 2022, I think he's caught off guard because ESPN producers have cooked up a humorous segment making fun of Stephen A.'s college career that he's talked about for years, his college basketball career, compared to Jalen Rose and J.J. Redick. Play the clip.
We're covering off college hoops, guys. Yeah. So I do want to show you all a little something. I got a little something to show you here. Before we dig into the NBA, take a look at this blind resume here. It's 3 players, their scoring average in each person's final college season. Do we have any guesses who this might be? Jalen, who do you think? What is this?
Nah, this is hilarious. JJ's on the right.
It's our starting lineup from tonight.
Well, they're not telling.
It says 1.5 points per game and 1 assist. 1.5 points per game and 1 assist is what it's saying. Okay? That's what it's saying. Let's continue.
What they're not telling is I only played 1 game because I cracked my kneecap in half, but that's neither.
That is neither here.
I'm sorry. I got to stop muting. I got to stop muting myself. I'm sorry. Thank you for continuing to hold me down, Nubian Pharaoh. I keep muting because I don't want to be chewing in y'all ear. That's probably because I shouldn't be eating while I'm on a live stream. But thank you, Nubian Pharaoh. You are absolutely, positively appreciated. Thank you, my friend. I did not know it's 6 a.m. in London. Wow. It's 6 a.m. in London. Shout out to my Nubian Pharaoh in the building, getting up so you can take care of business, getting ready to be out in these streets, man. Nah, I just need to stop eating while I'm on a live stream. That's what I need to do. But thank you to everybody that supported me and holding me down. I appreciate you, big dog.
So, as I've pointed out,
but I was saying that how do you average if you only played one game? If you only played one game, he said, because I keep forgetting to unmute myself. If you only played one game, how do you average 1.5 points per game? If you only played one game, how do you average 1.5 points? Mathematically, that is impossible because you cannot score a half of a point in a game. You cannot score a half a point in a game. That makes no sense.
Previously, and so I'll condense this, be more concise. The man is on TV saying he averaged 1.5 points per game in college because he only played one game that season. You can't score 1.5 points in one game. It's an impossibility.
That's a reasonable take.
A lie. And we've wondered, well, why would he do that? And we've pointed out and shown that there's a stat sheet from that season, 1990-91 season, that lists a Stephen Smith as having played 9 games for that Winston-Salem State team. So why would the stat sheet say Stephen Smith played 9 games and Stephen A. Smith be on TV saying, I only played 1 game? It just doesn't add up. Oh, it's just a slip.
When he was talking about and addressing what Shannon Sharp was saying, I wasn't really rocking at all with what Jason Whitlock was spewing out. When he's addressing Stephen A., all he's using is data, facts, and his own talking points against him. That's all he's doing. So I rock with it because it makes sense what he's saying.
He was confused. He didn't 1 game, 9 game. He was just confused. It doesn't make sense. Who's confused, particularly someone who's made such a big deal about their college basketball experience and his cracked knee and playing for big house games? It doesn't add up. Stephen Smith's on the stat sheet for 9 games. This guy's on TV saying I played 1 game and averaged 1.5 points. Stephen A. turns around 8-9 months later, I believe in August of 2023, goes on his podcast and disavows everything. He says he didn't play any games. Play the clip.
Let's get the basketball stuff out of the way. I'm sick and tired of people lying about my basketball resume. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say that I wasn't great, I'm talking about compared to greatness. I was good enough to get a basketball scholarship. I was good enough to get my education paid for with 2 bad knees. They talk about I averaged 1.5 points a game. I saw some article on social media. That's a lie. It was less. See that? You didn't know I was going to say that, did you? It was less than that. It's a lie. How about 0? Because I never played. Because I cracked my kneecap in half.
All right, the math ain't mathing. The math is not mathing. That's all I'm going to say. See, this is when Jason Whitlock becomes deadly because his journalistic, integrity is, it seems like it's A1 because he's basically using Stephen A.'s own talking points against him. So now you didn't play. They still gave you a scholarship, a full scholarship, a full ride. Y'all said he got flamingo knees. He got Kenny Smith knees. He got knees like a giraffe.
I got operated on at Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. My mama was by my bedside. My sisters came to see me.
Why he keep bringing up his mother and his sisters? How's that relevant to anything?
They said I'd never walk straight again. My bone cracked in half. My first year at Winston-Salem State. I still have those knee pains to this very day. Still. In the knee that still has a 6-inch screw in it that I never took out.
Somebody in the chat, Darren Walker, says, why is this even important? Well, basically, Jason Whitlock, it seems, has no love for Stephen A. Smith. And he's addressing his credibility behind some of the things that he's saying. And he's saying that Stephen A. Smith is a liar. Stephen A. Smith goes on a rant and calls Jason Whitlock a fat bastard and all of this other type of stuff. And then Jason Whitlock is now responding and saying, listen, you can call me any ad hominem attack that you want to, but in reality, the point still stands, and this is what we're questioning. And this is why we trying to figure out whether or not your credibility is what it is or not. Because your journalistic integrity is now at stake. And this is what Jason Whitlock is bringing to the front of the congregation, basically. They got beef. They had beef for whatever reason for a long time. And Jason Whitlock is bringing out the receipts now.
And in the left knee, because I spent years overcompensating for the pain in the right knee. You didn't know that, did you? Did you? You want to sit up there and think, I just ride the bench. I couldn't play. Ask people who played against me whether or not I could play.
Ooh. Who are these people that played against me? Who are these people?
Look at your knee. If you're listening to this right now or watching this, just look at your knee. Perhaps if you need to, get out a ruler or something to measure with. Most people's knees can't handle.
I said plain if I suspect that they were placed into someone's life by an outside entity to sabotage, set up, or keep dibs on them. Yeah, but that's just opinion. We don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can assume that, but we don't know that. I don't know.
A 6-inch screw. Their knee's just not big enough. Stephen A. is 150, 160 pounds, 6'1". I mean, he's really thin. But he's got a 6-inch screw in his knee. I'm not going to play the clip because I didn't ask for it and I don't want to bog it. But go look. I think there's a 2017 video of he and James Harden shooting hoops on an NBA court. And go look at the way Stephen A. Smith is moving around as he throws up all these bricks. He's unguarded, throwing up bricks, and James Harden is laughing at him. Go watch that video and tell me, where's the guy with the 6-inch screw and the 2 bad knees and just like, why are you yelling and screaming? My mother came to see me. My sisters came to see me at Winston-Salem State, at Wake Forest High. He's yelling and screaming about facts that don't really matter. He's emphasizing the wrong things. Why? And this, this is just small and petty. So what? He lied about his college basketball career. What else is he lying about? Who is the Stephen Smith listed on the stat sheet? Is it Stephen A. Smith or is it a different Stephen Smith? I don't know anybody. Oh, look at that. I don't know anybody who plays any type of college athletics, plays in 9 games, and then goes on to say, I played in none.
Hold on.
Who does that? You're listed on a stat sheet. Everybody thinks you went around bragging about how you played for Big House Games, and Big House Games was your best friend and your father figure and mentor. It raises questions. And that's why I raise it up.
He shot an air ball in rhythm. It didn't even hit the nets. It whizzed by the nets. Come on, man. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Possibly installed. And just like, who is he? I pointed out.
Look at that form.
There's some really short guy.
Hold on. Wait. Give me a second. I got to find this shit right now. I got to find this. You're not going to just hit me with the ooh-wop shebang. Hold on. Give me a second. I got to find this now. Yeah. Hold on. I gotta find it. We gotta find this. Hold on, let me see.
Averaging about 80.
Good, but winning.
Me,
I want to see.
I had to be on the court shooting basketball. Why you have to call me out? What I do?
First of all, you got to understand. I want to see that jump shot. You're on TV 24/7, talking about other people's jump shots and whatnot. I want to see yours. Is it 3, 2, 4?
I'm critical. So if I'm gonna do what you asked me to do, I'm gonna do what you asked me.
Hold on. Hold on.
What?
Best out of 5. You have a warm-up shot?
Yes.
Best out of 5. From the 3.
This is bad. No warm up. You warmed up.
I'm gonna give you some good passes too. Oh.
Oh my God. JD25 says, how could Stephen A possibly average 1.5 in just one game? Well, in other clips, he said he didn't play at all. Maybe one of his free throws almost went in and they counted it for half a point. I don't know what the heck is going on. That wasn't as bad.
Come on now. Come on. Oh my God. Close the door. Close the door. Close that door.
He's sweating.
That's a do-over. No, that's over 3. Come on, pin down. There you go. Knock down. Oh,
Yeah. Oh.
you gonna play on our team. Gang winner.
Oh, for 5.
Tired?
No, I'm frustrated. I haven't shot in a long time, man.
This is about to go viral.
I know.
This is very
We didn't know it was going to go viral this many years later.
Oh, Lord.
Get him out of here.
No practice. Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God. I wouldn't even have been shooting. I wouldn't even have been shooting. I would have just stayed off the court altogether, man. Just stay off the court.
And tell me, where's the guy with the 6-cent screw and the 2 bad knees and just like, why are you yelling and screaming? My mother came to see me. My sisters came to see me. She goes on this 5 raises. There's some really short guy named Gary Stevens who Stephen A towers over. Stephen A is 6'1". There's some
Yeah, he shot over the rim.
to be around 5'8", 5'9", named Gary Stevens that Stephen A runs around the country with, who says he was Stephen A's teammate at Winston-Salem State. There's no proof of it.
We can get on the court AL all day long. Said he got his money at Stephen A. All right, listen. I'm willing to play any last one of y'all. We gonna have to do the meetup at the Y. At the Y. I'm willing to get to it. We can get to it. Let's see what y'all really got out here in these streets. There's a lot of people talking, but I ain't gonna talk about it. We could just get to it.
We've called the registrar trying to find out, is there a Gary Stevens that was at Winston-Salem State during?
Five Brown says as soon as he cracked his knee, his scholarship would have been renewed for the Fox. That's true. Jason also pulled up the date where Stephen A. say he hit 17 straight threes in a tryout with the team And the team had a game that day. Oh my God. Yeah, I can see why Stephen A. will be frustrated because don't nobody wants you to pull up them type of receipts, man.
In this time period.
17 in a row. Stop it, bro. Stop it.
They said no.
Oh, he's Steph Curry now?
Couldn't find it. There were other people that we asked about, other people listed on the stat sheet that they could find them in the registrar's deal.
I didn't miss any super chats. I got them starred. I got them favorited. I'm gonna read them after the show. I just like to capture them and talk about them as they relevant to whatever it is that we talking about.
Gary Stevens that I was able to find was referenced in a 1989 newspaper story as a 6'3" guard coming in from Inglewood, New Jersey. So this is published, I believe, in July of 1989. And so it makes me say, this is the Gary Stevens, perhaps, that maybe he told Big House and them that he was 6'3", or someone did, and he shows up at 5'8" and 5'9".
We got enough of this. I can see why Stephen A. is frustrated, and I can see why. What I'm trying to understand is why is Jason Whitlock going after Stephen A.? What is the initial history behind why they started beefing? That's what I'm trying to understand. What is the initial history behind why they started beefing in the first place? I have no clue. I don't understand it. I don't understand where this beef just came out of. It's like one of the women said it in the chat. One of the women said it in the chat. They said that the men are starting off 2024 messy as hell. I agree. I absolutely agree. I'm not sure where this is coming from. Cat Williams, Stephen A. Smith wanted to follow in Cat Williams' footsteps. Willie D was out there whining and complaining and going off on people. It was weird. It was absolutely weird. 100% weird. Let me make sure I capture all of the super chats. Give me a second, y'all. Ain't no need in going back over this, going through all of that. Want to make sure I acknowledge all of the people. Darren Walker says, I think everyone is just trying to be Cat Williams and expose folks. Every viral moment have people following behind them trying to duplicate. I 100% agree. This is probably one of the ones that I read while I was on mute. Thank you, Darren Walker. You absolutely correct. Messi said that I'm muted. Okay, Messi. Male Chatty Patties is the new wave. That's a fact. Thank you, Darren Walker. Nola Grillin says, bruh, Stephen A. trying to get that Shannon Sharp money and also showing love. Thank you, Nola Grillin. Of course, I had my guy, Nobi and Pharaoh, came through with the 100 ball. Said, good show, bro. Just walking in from London, 6 a.m. and I'm all ears. Thank you, my friend. AL says, I say a plan if I suspect that they were placed into someone's life by an outside entity to sabotage, set up, or keep dibs on them. Thank you, Aaron. Says they're both trash athletes. Fob Brown is in the building, says this is really cap. AD Winston-Salem was a D2 school. When he went there, they don't give forth athletic scholarships for the entirety of the college career like a D1 school. D2 schools are evaluated annually. Y'all really doing some research. Okay. So y'all don't believe Stephen. The thing that Stephen A. Smith don't understand is that it doesn't even matter whether or not it's all about that. He should have just kept quiet, went and chilling, and kept giving his takes and kept cooking up on his show and making his money. Nobody would have tripped. Nobody would have made a big deal out of it. They wouldn't have deep dived even more into it. He should have just chilled out and kept living his life. JD says, how could Stephen A. possibly average 1.5 points in just one game? Maybe one of his free throws almost went in and they counted it for half a point. Aaron says, Stephen A. might destroy you, Anton. I got my money on Stephen A. Fob Brown says, soon as he cracked his knee, scholarship would have been renewed for the following year. Jason also pulled up the date where Stephen A. said he hit 17 straight threes. Come on, man. Maybe he was exaggerating. Let's hit that court, Anton, 5'10" shooter. All right, let's do it. I'm with it. We can hit the court all day long. All right, listen, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Sometimes it's better. This is what I've learned, and this doesn't apply to anybody in particular, but this is just what I've learned in a general sense. When you go after somebody and it's more than content and you have a personal vendetta against them, meaning that it's spilling over into real life and people are affecting people's money and stuff like that, or, you know, you feeling a type of way because you feel as though This person is just beyond disrespectful to where you can't deal with it no more. When you get to them, when you destroy them, either you got to destroy them completely or you just got to ignore it and leave them alone. Either destroy them completely or you got to leave them alone. There's no point in going back and forth. There's no point in doing response videos every 5 minutes. Unless, obviously, some people saying he's trying to get his numbers up. He's trying to be like Cat Williams and whatever. And maybe it's working, maybe it's not. But when you go after somebody and you want to destroy somebody, you got to destroy them completely. In real life. All of this internet threats and going back and forth, that junk is silly to me. I just don't believe in it no more. Because if you're going to do something, then why talk about it? You know what I'm saying? I'm a civilian. I'm chilling. I'm not going to do nothing to nobody. So anything that I say, we got to be creating content. We got to be laughing or we got to be doing it in jest. All that extra threats and stuff, that junk is corny to me. You can leave that junk. Leave that junk in last year. It's stupid, bro. Yeah, man. It's an interesting dynamic. I appreciate y'all for sitting through my stories, going through this stuff and reviewing what's happening in popular culture. And I'm looking forward to everybody that's tapping in on Stock Club. Tomorrow, it's going to be sometime between 12 and 3 p.m. 12 and 3 p.m. Five Brown says Whitlock versus Stephen A. Smith history. In 2012, Stephen A. Smith said the N-word on ESPN, and Whitlock wrote a story on it. And they were friends, and Stephen A. Smith snapped on him and never spoke to him again. And Whitlock apologized, but Stephen A. Smith didn't accept. Well, that's why you got to forgive your enemies, or you got to expect for them to be your enemies forever. Man, that's crazy. Anyways, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for continuing to hold me down. Thank you to everybody that supported the platform. Yeah, Stock Club tomorrow, Millionaire Morning Show on Monday, and then we're going to continue to run it up, and the Q Show on Monday. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Peace.